for our top running back, it's easy, right? King Henry,
For sure.
right?
Yep.
Number two is probably easy too. Nick
Kamara.
Chubb. You gonna go Kamar?
I'll go Kamara.
All right.
I'll go
I
Nick
mean,
Chubb's 3.
all right. Boom. So now that puts what Zeke at 4,
You said the
right?
last 3 years. You said the last 3 years he did.
I
He
know,
was
Papa. Zeke is trash. I know.
he's been trending
But it's hard
downwards.
because there's not a lot of guys, bro. There's so much fucking like movement on the running back situation that is hard. Actually, you know what? Looking at it now, I would say Dalvin Cook,
Yes,
right?
for
4
Dalvin Cook.
for sure. All right, let me see who
So you
else we
got
got. You got
Henry,
Kamara.
Kamara, Chubb, Cook, and who else?
Let me see here. It's not looking good.
Because so many running back by
Oh, how about
committees.
would you consider last 3 years he could make the cut? Maybe Josh Jacobs.
This is his 3rd year, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. This is officially his third year.
No, second year, right? No, second. Yes, this is the second year.
Okay, so still
He's still young.
bro. There's not much, bro.
There isn't much.
So you gotta put Zeke then at Cinco.
You would have to just
Right?
by
Yeah,
default.
by default. What about Aaron Jones? You think he's been putting up enough numbers the last few seasons? No one really talks about this guy,
That's true. He could be up there. He could finish number 5.
right? He be doing shit.
It's tough.
It is tough. I want to see his stats. How about Saquon? Oh my god! I know you're not a fan. They should send him to the Jets, bro. I would totally take him.
You could take him.
His dad is a Jets fan for a long, long, long time. I'll take him. All right, let's see. I mean, he got all right numbers. Jones, 2018, barely. I mean, it must have been a half year for him, or he must have just been leaking in. But 728 yards, 8 TDs, and then 2019 explodes, 1,016 touchdowns, and then in 2002 again, another 1,000-yard season, 9 TDs.
It's crazy how fast these players move.
Right, and not only that, how fast they run out of juice.
Especially running backs.
Yes.
So you would have to put Aaron Jones 5.
It seemed like.
Oh no! Wait! I'm being disrespectful. Hold on.
Yeah, hold on.
5 is
I feel like we're being way, way disrespectful.
5 is Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, whoa! He can't even be at 5. I put him way higher than that.
No, you have.
I put him over Cook. Yeah.
Okay.
He's dynamic. I mean,
both
this is the
are,
first
though.
year he's been. No. Listen, this is the first year he's been injured.
Yeah.
But he's the complete back. He can catch. He can catch out of that
Dalvin
backfield
too.
block. I get that, but Dalvin's been hurt like 2 of the last 3 years too.
Is it?
See, here we go. This is when it gets juicy. All right, let me see. Let me see this fool's numbers. Let's go Dalvin first, and then take a look at this and see where we're at here. Okay, so he's been in the league 4 years, and same kind of deal. So 2018, kind of like Jones, emerged, if not injured. His rookie year was 2017. But this has to be an injury-plagued season. So injury-plagued season, he gets 615 on the ground, 2 TDs. Obviously, that's not great. But 2019, homeboy goes bananas. 1,100 plus on the ground, 13 touchdowns. And this year, he just went filthy. Over 300 attempts, 1,500 in change yards, and 16 TDs.
Exactly.
Right, so but let's look at they already know who I'm looking for. They're listening to my conversation.
That's basically just 6.
So he's tough too, because his rookie year they eased him in again. So 435 yards, 2 TDs, crushes in 18. 2018 he crushes 1,000 yards, 7 TDs. Had obviously an MVP season last year at 1387, 15, but then this year only 225 due to injury and 5 TDs. So he kind of dropped off too. So maybe they're at the same position then, right?
So 5, 6. You could change them.
Yeah. All right. Hold on. No, you mean 4-5.
Is it? Now we got
Yeah.
Henry.
Yeah. Let me look at Henry here.
So we got
Let me look
Henry,
at Henry.
Henry, Kamara, um, Henry Kamara,
Oh yeah, Chubbies.
Chubb,
Uh huh. Holy shit, yo,
Cook.
bro. Why is nobody talking about this? Is this true? He broke 2,000.
Yeah, this year.
He's a 2K running back.
Yep,
Wow.
this year.
That's it. It's over for him. I call it right now. It's over. There's no way, bro. He almost ran the ball 400 times.
Jesus Christ, he's a big man.
300
He's a big motherfucker,
Bro, they gave that motherfucker the ball 378 times.
And that doesn't
That's
count how
crazy.
many catches did he get.
I didn't see that. I'll look at it. But is this true too? Bro, I think if I'm not mistaken, nah, that can't be possible. I gotta look at this shit even closer. Hold on. It says that he I think it says here that he caught 19 touchdowns, but that's impossible.
No shot.
Right? He got 17 touchdowns though as a running back though, which is crazy.
Yeah. So it's definitely like King Henry, Kamara.
King Henry for sure. There's a reason why he's at the top.
Yep, so-
I think Alvin it makes a crazy case though for his shit because he is the complete back.
He can't just he's elusive between the tackles, but like
Not the same, right?
if we're talking about a pure running back running the ball,
That's true. That's true.
it's King Henry.
That's what I was gonna say. So look at this. You gotta drop him. You have to drop him because look. So year 1, 2017 comes in. His attempts were crazy, but 728 yards. 18 only 883 yards. 19 only 797 yards. And then 2002 he barely cracked 1,000 at 932.
Kamara.
So correct. So based on that, because I'm looking at Chubby's next, he has to be 3 then. Because Chubb's is straight runner.
As a
Like,
pure runner, then you could say Chubb. This could be 2.
yeah. So let's see Chubby's.
It's just like Kamara probably
Yeah.
like 50, 60 catches, another 1,000 yards in the air.
Right. Like I'm saying, complete back, he just brings so much more to the field. I don't know, bro. Yeah, you got to put Chubbs at 2. So in his rookie year, he almost ran for 1,000 yards.
Yep, and he missed at the beginning of the year, if I'm not mistaken.
Of this year.
Even how much did he have his rookie year?
Wow.
How many games his rookie year?
It doesn't say. It just says he had 192 attempts. I'm just looking at straight up stats.
Okay.
So, and then 18. So that's 18. 19, just ridiculous. Almost 300 carries, 1,500 yards, 8 TDs. And then in 2020, he played again, let's say 11 games. And in 11 games, he scored 1,000 plus and 12 touchdowns.
You see, his rookie year, he only played 9 games.
Okay. And then you check that. So, and then his shit is crazy. He's barely played any games and his numbers are just off the chain.
Yeah, so he has 996 his rookie year. Next year, he ran for almost 1,500 yards.
Right.
And then this year, he ran for over 1,000. But
Right.
and he missed 4 games.
Another bunch of games. So his numbers are actually alarming because he hasn't even played that much.
And he averages 5 yards a carry
yeah,
for his
just
career.
filthy. Right. Which is crazy. The only thing that sucks is that when you're like this good of a running back and you're kind of small, you obviously don't last as long.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, even almost all
That's
these
hard.
teams can have a different running back by now.
Right.
So like by next year, it'll be a whole new set of running backs, probably, or 2 more coming in.
Which sucks so much because that basically tells you that you don't need to sign running backs.
Nope.
You just get them in the
In the 3rd round, 5th round, 6th round.
you just get them in the draft.
If I'm not mistaken, Kareem Hunt is like a 3rd round pick.
All right, so we're
4th round
gonna
pick.
so we're gonna go King Henry, Nick Chubbs, Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook, and
Christian
then
McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey. Only because McCaffrey not only didn't play a lot, he's young. This is his 3rd year, so he's just barely touching the surface of his potential and what he could be doing.
Because he's a beast too.
He's phenomenal. And the funny thing is a couple things. You don't see that many white running backs dominate the league. Number 2, he's small as fuck, which is another thing you don't really see running backs doing at his position, dominating. He runs inside phenomenally. He runs outside phenomenally. He could catch the ball. He can catch deep. I mean, he brings a lot to the table. He's more, I guess, built into the Kamara kind of situation there. or kind of
Yep.
same style.
That's
So
not
hold on.
bad because last year he ran for almost 1,400 yards,
Right, that's what I'm saying.
and then the year
So
before that it was almost 1,100, and his rookie
Mhm.
season 435.
So
But
we're gonna. I'm
he
gonna
didn't start in his rookie year.
no.
He only
Well,
started 10 games in his rookie year.
okay. Yeah, they eased them in. All right, so let's see. Let's see this. To me, the one of the beasts of the building. You got to give it to him, bro. You could bump out McCaffrey and put Zeke in. You could bump out McCaffrey and put look. 2016 rookie year,
Yep.
1,600 yards, rookie of the year for sure, 15 TDs. 2017, he was mailing it in a little bit, but he almost got 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Then 2018, again, filthy, 1,400 and change, 6 TDs, and then 19 again, 13 and change, 12. This year, he had 2 off years, but he came close, 979 to 1,000, 6 touchdowns.
True.
So it would be you and longevity, 5 years doing it. I mean, you might even have you could make an argument that you could bump Kamara and put him in front of Kamara.
Trying to see.
You'd have to go Henry, Chubbs, Zeke, Kamara, Cook.
Is it pure runner?
Right? I mean, yeah, but know the weird thing is that when you say best running backs, that's kind of like not the full statement. But if we're looking at
Because you got to throw in passing. That's the
right,
tough part.
yeah, right. But for the most part, a lot of these running backs are not dynamic pass catchers. Pass catching is a new thing.
There's only Kamara and McCaffrey is really electric, and Jones.
Right.
And Cook.
The
Cook, you
catching.
could throw Cook in there with catching as
I was
a
just
running
saying you
back.
could throw Cook because they do a lot of screens.
Yep. So then the top 5 will be Henry, Chubb, Zeke,
Cook.
Cook, and
No. Sorry.
Kamara. Cook.
Henry, yeah. So Henry, Chubbs, Zeke, Alvin, Cook.
And
I
then
think
and then
that has-
McCaffrey on the outside looking in.
Right. And then who? There's nobody else because I looked at the list. It's crazy that there's just like, just nothing.
Kind of nobody's. Like Le'Veon would have been there if he would have played last year.
For sure, Le'Veon was making a case to be the greatest ever because of his like numbers overall.
Yep. Catching and running. Like he was going
Right.
1,500 yards and another 100, another 1,000 yards in the air. Almost every game. I mean, every year.
He should have never left Pittsburgh. He should have just sucked it up.
It's tough when you're trying to fight for player empowerment. Like if and the way that Pittsburgh does business too. So like
Yeah. Right. They're like the Giants. They're like the Patriots. They're like the Packers. They'll
so
send
like
you
they think they're slick. So they'll give here's a 5-year deal, $70 million, but only in the first year of that 5-year deal is guaranteed,
guaranteed. Yes.
and every other year after that is not guaranteed.
But bringing up Le'Veon to the discussion, Le'Veon is dynamic. Le'Veon, what he's did with the time that he's done has been electrifying. But Le'Veon's always hurt too.
Yeah, but he's got like the ankle injury when he got pulled down by Vontaze Burfict was a fluke injury. When his ankle when he
I
fell
get
on
that.
the sideline, that's a.
But he came into the league with injury questions, and then proved everybody wrong. But then, like 2 or 3 years into it, he started getting injured. Like he's never had, a dominant playoff performance ever.
No. Like
So-
that those killer bees never did.
Right.
Ben Brown and Le'Veon.
Le'Veon. I think that it's crazy because we look at what the Chiefs are doing, and the Chiefs are electrifying because they have their version of a big three.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like if you don't have that, it's probably not good for your team to be offense centric, because those other teams that played way better defense won, right? Like Brady has never had a big three.
Never.
I mean, the closest he had was him and Gronk and Hernandez, and that didn't last long.
Nope.
And you could argue he had him, Welker, and Moss, and that didn't go
Can't
too
know
long.
either.
And he lost at the end of the day.
His big three you could say is Edelman, Gronk, and him.
Right. And fucking Edelman is like, a B+ player
Uh-huh.
in the sense of the eyes of how people evaluate the talent.
Yeah, for sure. Because Edelman's a beast. Like I can't take anything away from him.
He's fantastic.
That's another guy. Like he's not a Hall of Fame player,
No.
but he might be because he won chips, and they're gonna say his playoff record, his playoff stats.
Yes.
But again, like I said, you think is Julian Edelman as a Hall of Famer? No.
No, not be, but it's so weird, right? Like once you start to get hardware, it changes the conversation. So I feel like they need to figure out what the conversation is. Are we focusing on getting these players in because of their regular season numbers, or are we focusing on them getting regular season numbers plus Super Bowls?
My evaluation is easy. I think if you were great in your era, so
Right. I think that's better. I think
get
it's a way
five.
better look-
If you in the league 10 years, at least more than half of that, you should be an All Pro.
Yes, I agree.
You know, you should be. If you in 10 years, you should have went to. You should be 6, 7 Pro Bowls. If you're in the league 10 years, you know, like you are hands down a top 5 player in that position in that era. So like,
Agree.
obviously Tom Brady is gonna be, cemented. Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, then it'll get tricky, because like I said, with Phillip Rivers, it was always Breeze, Ben, Tom Brady,
Rodgers has to be there too because Rodgers been in the building for fucking
Rodgers, Manning.
ever. Right.
So
that's
those are
it.
the top 5 for the last 20 years. You never cracked that top 5. Whereas like, you were greater than any of these guys. He never had this like a moment where, oh shit, we beat
the greatest whatever.
whatever. Like he doesn't have that under his resume. So that's why it's tricky when you come down to these guys.
Speaking about the resume, right? Is and then we'll move topics. Does that make Adrian Peterson a Yellow Jacket man or not? He's got 2K. He's dominated, right?
He's definitely a Hall of Famer because he was the greatest of his era.
That's what I'm saying. So he qualifies for sure.
For
right?
sure, yeah. And he came back from the ACL. He
dominated.
And he was still cooking in the Redskins at the end of his career for whatever
Yeah, I
reason.
feel like the Redskins fucked up by not getting him more involved.
They did him dirty because they had Darius Geis, but then Darius Geis,
but
they
bum.
cut him because he did
Bum.
some nonsense.
Oh, nothing, right? Garbage. Like, what are you doing?
He went to Detroit. He did okay in Detroit.
And again, they didn't fucking feed him the rock.
Exactly.
And again, I just don't understand. Like the guy he still has tread on the wheels, baby.
That's the issue with some of these guys where like, all right, he's older, or we're not gonna use this person the same way.
That makes no sense, bro. That makes no sense.
And it sucks.
I mean, yeah.
Because like Frank Gore is gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Right. But also Frank Gore has like the most career rushing numbers for anybody active.
Exactly. So like, is Frank Gore a Hall of Famer? I don't think so.
Why not? He has the numbers. Remember, we said numbers.
Okay.
And we said
But I don't think
his era. You don't think he dominated his era?
When was Frank Gore ever a top 5 running back?
A lot of times. I'm gonna show you right now.
No shot. A top 5 running back? No shot.
Let's see. There's no way you become like second overall or third overall on a running back list if you weren't dominating once or twice.
No, I mean an era.
That's what I'm saying, in an era.
No, he hasn't dominated an era. Frank Gore?
Yes, my man. My Jets buddy. He's my friend. No. Hold on. This motherfucker's been playing since 2005. Okay. So I'm going to tell you right now, bro. He totally dominated an era. All right. So in 2005, he gets drafted, right? 600 yards. Okay. 06, 1,600 plus. Obviously, that was a breakout season. 2007, 1,000 yards.
Okay.
2008, 1,000 yards plus. 2009, 1,000 yards. That's enough right there. 5 years, he dominated an era. And look at his rushing numbers: 300, 250, 240, 290.
He only hit 300 once in his career.
I get that. I'm saying like he still got the rock a lot. Okay, and then he falls off 2010, and then again 1,200, 1,200, 1,100, 1,100. So basically in 2 different eras, he rushed for 5,000 yards. He rushed for 5,000 yards in the double O's, and he rushed for 1,000 plus in the tens.
Okay, so look, 2000 he came what year?
2005.
2000.
He has 16,000 yards overall, bro.
No, for sure. The numbers bear it. Like I said, this is a tough thing.
Right, this is. But I'm saying like he dominated his shit.
Hold on.
Go ahead, do the math. Let's see what you got.
Not the math.
I know I'm fucking with you. I don't mean the math. I mean whatever you're trying to draw up over there on a piece of napkin. Go ahead, show. It's like, and we get a seal.
So
here.
he came in 2005, correct? Right?
Uh-huh.
He had the top 5 running backs in 2005. This is rookie
Okay, go ahead.
season.
Let's see this. This is great.
So we got Sean Alexander.
Okay, he's good.
He had
He's good.
1,800 yards.
I know he fucked up the
We
game
got
that year.
Edrin James. He had 1,500 yards, right? Tiki
Okay.
Barber had 1,800 yards.
Right, but in 2005 he was a rookie.
I understand that. We're going to go down the list.
Okay,
so
boom, let's go. This is
2005.
Uh-huh.
Clinton Portis, 1,500 yards. LaDainian Tomlinson.
And that was a great a year for running backs.
Exactly. So this is just 2005. So, right? You got
Uh-huh.
LT at 1,500 yards. So you're top 5. Then you got Rudy Johnson with 1,500 yards. And you got Larry Johnson with 1,700 yards. So those are your
Jesus.
top
Still 2005?
2005. This is all 2005.
My
Top
God.
7 players.
Wow.
He doesn't even crack the top 20, right?
Right, but that was rookie.
That's
Rookie. Okay, boom. 06. Push to 06. And then we'll do the picks of the game for this, and then we'll deuce it out.
Okay, ready? So this is
All right, I'm ready.
2006.
2006.
Number 1, Larry Johnson, 1,700 yards.
Damn, that guy was filthy. Go ahead.
LT, 1,800 yards.
Shit.
Steven Jackson, 1,500 yards. Rudy Johnson, 1,300 yards. Edrin James, 1,200 yards. Willie Parker, 1,500 yards. Tiki Barber, 1,600 yards. And then you get to Frank Gore at 1,600 yards.
That was what? That makes him 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so go to 2007 then.
So
So he barely cracked his peers
let me see.
in
1,
06.
2. He got how much? He had 1,600 yards. So let's go with 1,600 yard rushing yards. So he was 1, 2, 3, 4. He was the 6th
Best back in 06.
in rushing.
Okay, so boom. So rookie year, not on the radar. Even in 06, he's still 6th. He wasn't even making that much of noise. Because he had 5 other guys who were dominating the league over him.
What the fuck? Rushing. What the? Okay, so we have 2007,
7.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So here, let's go. So this is yards for 2007.
Go ahead.
LT, 1,400 yards. Adrian Peterson, 1,300 yards. Brian Westbrook, 1,300 yards. Willie Parker, 1,300 yards. Jamal Lewis, 1,300 yards. Clinton Portis, 1,200 yards. Edrin James, 1,200 yards. Willie McGinnis, 1,200 yards. Fred Taylor, 1,200 yards. He's
Yeah,
13th on his list.
Wow. Okay. All right. So now he's in his. So that's him. Just basically. I mean, look, his numbers obviously like he didn't get the 1600s. So I guess basically he didn't dominate.
That's
Because even if you go to 08, he only had 1,000. If you go to like based on those numbers,
so right now he's the 14th ranked running back in 2008. 2008, you got Adrian Peterson with 1,700 yards, Michael Turner 1,700 yards, D'Angelo Williams 1,500 yards, Clinton Portis 1,500 yards, Thomas Jones 1,300, Steve Slayton 1,200, Matt Forte 1,200, Chris Johnson 1,200, Ryan Grant 1,200, LT 1,100, Frank Gore's 1,000 in 2008. So that's 3 years in,
no, 4 years.
4 years in, and he's still not a top 5 running back.
I don't think he ever was a top 5 running back.
That's my issue.
All right, hold on. Go to 2011.
2011.
That was probably his best year. 2011, 2012 was his best years. So let's see if he even cracked that. Because fuck, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You've been in the league 8 years. If he even smells the top 5 in 2012 or 2011.
He's number 6.
In 11?
Yep.
And then, okay, so 2012? No, I just want to make sure. So then, no. I just can't believe how long this guy's been in the building.
No, for sure. Like, that's the tough part is because you go, like, when you go by longevity,
Right.
you know,
Right.
because, like, even
He's the oldest running back ever to
like,
play the game ever.
in 2011, you have Maurice Jones-Drew, Ray Rice, Michael Turner, LaShawn McCoy, Arian Foster, and Dennis Frank Gore in
So that
2011.
was okay. All right, so he finally cracked the top 5.
No, he's 6 there.
Shit, damn. You know what I think? You know what I think hurt him because I've watched him play. He never had the speed,
For sure.
and I think if he had more speed, he probably would have gotten to those 16s. Because you don't really see a video of him taking it to the house from like the 20-yard line
See, look,
or the 30.
one of 2012.
Okay.
Adrian Peterson, 2,000 yards. Alfred Morris, 1,600 yards. Marshawn Lynch, 1,600 yards. Jamal Charles, 1,500 yards. Doug Martin, 1,400 yards. Arian Foster, 1,400 yards. Stephen Ridley, 1,200 yards. C.J. Spiller, 1,200. Chris Johnson, 1,200. Then Frank Gore with 1,100. The only thing I could say is I give him credit for is that he was around top 10 so far up to 2012.
No, but even in the beginning, right? Because he was always top 6, 7 things. So top 10 running back is not trash.
No, for sure not. For sure. I didn't say he was trash. I'm just saying my standards for the Hall of Fame is different. I have high standards for Hall of Fame.
No, I get you. You said dominate,
For, for
the
greatness.
position.
Let me see. Frank Gore, All Pro.
Oh, yeah. Let's see how many. He had to win a bunch of those because there's a lot of fucking Niner fans. They voting like motherfuckers.
There's a piece. Sorry, but Frank Gore doesn't belong in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Wow, that's fucked up. Shots fired.
Frank Gore's NFL's third leading rusher, and he's not a Hall of Famer. It's fucked up.
Yeah, he should have never went to the Jets.
Why are they not showing his All Pro teams? Okay, he was a NFL 2010s All Decade team. He made
Okay.
that. He went to the Pro Bowl 5 times and for that.
For 400 years, he went to the Pro Bowl 5 times.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So that makes sense. I still think like for the longevity, you got to give it to him because he is like third overall, and I don't think moving forward, the way they use running backs, no one is ever gonna fuck with that number.
Okay, you could say see like if you do research, then you have to, then you could. He has an NFL record for most games played by a running back, and he's the first player in NFL history with 12 consecutive 1,200-yard seasons from scrimmage.
That's what I'm saying. That's a good stat.
So he has almost 20,000 yards total, with
Right. he has
running
16
and receiving.
change. Oh shit! Damn.
So he has 16,000 yards rushing
Mhm.
and 3,985 yards receiving.
Wow.
It's almost 20,000 yards.
Yeah, he's kind of a beast on the low, bro.
But that's the thing. Yeah, think about it. That's just the
Yeah,
test.
I get you. It makes a lot of sense. I think that we were grabbing at straws because that running back shit looked tough. I didn't think it was gonna be so like flat. I can't believe we can't like. You can't even argue a top 10 running backs. You'd have to go back in history.
You're gonna have to change it to the last 2 year kind of thing. You have to change like criteria for top.
They run so flat. They fly.
I think
so
the average year for a running back is like 2.5 years. I think the average year in the NFL.